right, so today we're going to dive into a series of really fascinating claims from a source about something called Ceroit. Now, what's interesting is our source text doesn't actually tell us what Ceroit is. Instead, it focuses entirely on what it's supposed to do. So we're just going to follow that lead and explore the incredible range of impacts our source claims it has on both the mind and the body. Let's get into it. So what's the big question here? Well, it's pretty straightforward. According to this one source, what is Ceroit actually supposed to do? The text lays out this whole spectrum of effects, everything from our inner emotional state all the way to our physical health. So let's break these claims down section by section. First up, according to our source, the first set of claims really zeroes in on our internal world. The text suggests that Ceroit gets to work directly on our mind and our nerves, aiming to bring about this state of, tranquility and balance. Now, this is what I find really interesting. The source doesn't just use one word for it, it breaks it down. First, it claims Ceroit regulates the nerves, which kind of suggests bringing order to a chaotic system, right? Then it soothes, which sounds more like it's easing tension or stress. And finally, it just straight up gives calmness. So it's almost like a three-step approach to finding that peace of mind, at least according to this text. Okay, so let's see how this builds. We go from a general state of calm during the day, and then the source transitions to a really specific, and let's be honest, often challenging part of our lives, sleep. And this slide really lays out the core claim perfectly. On the left, you've got these really common sleep issues, insomnia, nightmares, and on the right, the source presents Ceroit as the direct solution, promising restful sleep to help deal with all those nighttime troubles. But this is where it gets super specific. How exactly are you supposed to get this restful sleep? Well, the source actually gives a direct instruction, a whole method of application. It says, and I'm quoting this right from the text, it gives a positive result when it is put under the pillow. So this isn't just about what Ceroit does, it's a very clear claim about how to use it to get a specific result. Okay, so we've covered the mind, the nerves, and sleep. But now, the source material starts to expand its claims outward. We're moving into the realms of our physical actions, our actual bodily health, and even our mental clarity. Now, this is a pretty powerful set of claims about motivation, about resilience. The source almost describes it like a path to getting back on your feet. It starts with a really practical step, right? Finding the courage to go back to work. But then it levels up to something much, much bigger, the courage to start life again. It's really framed as a tool to help you overcome major hurdles in life. Then the claims jump from the psychological right into the physical. And what's so interesting here is just the sheer range. First, you have this very broad kind of general claim that it strengthens the immune system. But then you get this surprisingly specific one, that it's useful against hearing disorders. That contrast between a whole system benefit and a really targeted one is a key part of how the source describes this. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most abstract claim in the entire text. After covering our nerves, sleep, courage, and health, the source says that Ceroit stimulates insight. So think about that. It's not just about feeling better or being healthier, it's about thinking better, about gaining some kind of deeper understanding. It's a claim about boosting our very perception of the world. And that's where we wrap up our breakdown. From regulating nerves and helping with sleep to giving you courage and even stimulating insight, this source presents Ceroit as this incredibly multifaceted thing. Since we don't know what Ceroit is even claimed to be, a substance, an idea, who knows? The question that's left is, what kind of thing is even being described here? Is it a tool for the body, a key for the mind? Or is it something else entirely? That's really the mystery, isn't it? Thanks for joining me.